10 years ago, if you told me I'd be a vocal coach today, I probably would have laughed. I always thought myself as just a singer or maybe even a songwriter or producer one day. But teaching, that was not on my radar at all. Yet here I am, and honestly, it's been the most rewarding part of my career. In this video, I want to share how I went from being a singer to a vocal coach. By the way, if you're new here, welcome to Music Mindset Monday. I post weekly videos on singing, producing, and navigating the music industry. So make sure to subscribe if that's your jam. I started singing when I was 6 years old. At that time, I definitely had no idea at all about music, the subject itself. I was just singing the tunes that I heard over the radio, and I had a small mini keyboard. My mom is the one actually who owned it. I used to play the tunes on the keyboard, and they heard me playing and singing, and they knew, okay, this child has some sort of ability. So they went ahead and put me on a music lesson. So the first lesson I don't remember because I was so small, but I remember I couldn't write at all because I was 6 years old. I was too little. And if you're from Sri Lanka, you know how the words are very round and curvy, and it's very hard to write. My mom always came with me to write down the songs and the notes that my teacher would say. I remember my mom said that at first he didn't actually accept me to the lesson because I was too small. But after hearing my voice, he was like, okay, I'll give a try. I want to mention Edward Jakarisa. And he's the one who taught me the fundamentals in Indian classical music at the time. Yes, I didn't start off learning Western music. I started with the Indian classical music. It's based with ragas and tharas and melas. It's a different musical system than to the Western system. But after I learned the Western music system as well, I can see similarities. And then I did music in school as a subject. I did music for my ordinary level, O-levels, and for my advanced level, A-levels as well. And after I did my O-levels, I was in the zone of exploring Western music. I remember at that time I saw one of Yanni's concert and I was mesmerized by it. Me and one of my friends at school at the time, we both wanted to create an orchestra for our school. We made the proposal and we got the permission from our principal, and the vice principal made our ever first orchestra in my school, which is Anula Vidyalaya. And I remember this is back in the days. It was so good. We had so much fun when we were making the orchestra for the first time. We learned so much in that first year. I had to work so hard because I was then learning Indian classical music. Even in the school I was doing Indian classical music, not Western music. I had to learn the Western scales and the playing styles. And for some reason, I wanted to play the piano for orchestra, and I self-learned the scales, the chords, how to accompany for Sri Lankan songs with chords. And we had another mentor coming in for our orchestral practices to guide us. I had the help of him as well. On the second year of our orchestra, I became the pianist. I remember playing for the school days, and obviously we did hold a concert. I think I participated for 3 concerts before I graduated high school, and it was so much fun. That's where I got the inspiration to learn how to sing in Western style. At the time, I didn't knew where to go or what to do. There was not many options like nowadays back in Sri Lanka. And after I graduated from high school, I really wanted to study Western music in a serious way. I wanted to do my bachelor's in Western music. Even though we do have Western Music University in Sri Lanka, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go abroad. I applied to a couple of different universities and I got into the Tianjin Conservatory of China. This is a very specific place for music education, only cater music subjects. I know, it's crazy. I flew to China for 4 years. I did my bachelor's and I actually landed on a full year scholarship. I made a portfolio with the orchestra stuff and then the songs that I did by myself. They were impressed with my portfolio and then they offered a 4-year scholarship. And I was lucky to get the scholarship offered to a few more people. There were a couple of other people going there with me after that. Studied 4 years there. I studied performance, music history, classical music history, ear training, so much I've learned throughout those 4 years. While I'm studying my bachelor's in Tianjin Conservatory, I had my vocal coach. So we have one-to-one vocal coaches to teach us. I remember my coach saying, you'd make a great vocal coach one day because you explain things so clearly and you're quick at understanding techniques. The reason why she said I'm good at explaining things so clearly, because we had to do it in the Chinese language and there was a translator. When translating, I always try to help to translate in the best possible way to the other colleagues when we have group sessions. I was thinking, okay, maybe, but then I didn't took it to my heart at that time. I didn't think of anything about being a vocal coach or anything in relation to teaching. So I just went on with my studies, and then after graduating I went back to Sri Lanka, and then I decided that I wanted to do my master's in music as well, and I wanted to carry out research. So I applied to here, to Australia, I applied to 2 universities, and also I applied to Canada as well. I wanted to do music therapy initially, but then they didn't have the exact course available. So I decided to do the contemporary practice masters. I did subjects like music composition, film music composition, music collaboration, mixed media integrations. So that's where I've learned Logic, Ableton and Max for Live. Throughout the 2 years, I did the research on relaxation music for sleep deprivation. I analyzed the music qualities, what makes someone fall asleep when they listen to a song. When I first came here, I was thinking what to do. I have to do a part-time job. There are so many part-time jobs available here. I was thinking back again about the thing that my vocal coach said, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna give it a try, and I'm going to interview for a vocal teacher position. I looked into the Indeed. There are so many platforms that you can look jobs in here, and I remember I got actually one interview set up. It was quite far from where I was living at the time. I went there, I did the interview, and they were very impressed with my background and what I've done throughout the years, and they hired me as a vocal coach. And I stayed there for 2 years. While I was doing my master's, I taught over there for 2 years. I've learned a lot from that job. So after graduating from my master's, I then again applied for another music academy, which was close to where I live, since now I have 2 years of part-time experience and also my master's. I applied to this new place, and then I got hired, and I'm still working at the same place. It's been 4 years now since I've started there. It's right after COVID I've started there. Yeah, I had a little bit of a downfall when the COVID hit because everything was closed here in Melbourne. It was very devastating. Maybe I'll talk about that in one episode, but yeah, I had good luck on 2021 finding this job, and I really love it. I'm really enjoying the place, and the other teachers, the owner is really friendly and nice. I'm having the best work environment at the moment. What I've realized is teaching is not only about vocal technique, it's also about building confidence and helping people discover their unique sound and giving them tools that they can use for the rest of their life. So it honestly made myself happier. I'm happy when I'm singing as well with my band and when I perform, but I feel like it's more rewarding, this career. And yeah, so that's my journey from being a singer to a vocal coach. And if you ever thought of becoming a vocal coach, or if you're very curious how teaching can change your life or your own singing, I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment below. I'll definitely have a read and reply to you as well. So I want to give you 3 key takeaways for this video. Number 1 is encouragement. Plant seeds. Sometimes others see your potential before you do, so make sure to listen to the ones who are around you, but make sure to filter out some things as well, because not every time you're going to be hearing good things. If I forgot about what my vocal coach told me when I was doing my bachelor's, I would not become a vocal coach. So I'm very grateful for her as well for guiding me in the correct path. Number 2 is say yes to opportunity. Auditioning for that first job opened a whole new path for me. So take the opportunity. It's right there in front of you. Sometimes you're just not seeing it. Maybe you're too afraid to take that step. So I highly encourage you, say yes to all the opportunities that you have. Number 3 is teaching makes you grow. While teaching students, I've gained more experience, and also I've sharpened my voice as well, because when I guide them, when I teach them, I'm practicing my voice as well. I'm practicing the things I've learned back in the day when I was doing my bachelor's or my master's. So I'm continuously practicing the things I've learned before. It's really good for you as well. So that's it for today, guys. It's a very brief introduction. Hope I inspired some of you out there to go for that opportunity. I wish you the best, and until next time, have a good day.